Yo, what's up, Pikakid98 here, and today I'm going to be ranting about I hate VirusTotal. More like total fucking shit. So if you don't know what VirusTotal is a self-reported online malware scanner. This is VirusTotal basically. Despite what it implies, VirusTotal itself is not actually a malware scanner because it actually uses up to 70 plus different antiviruses, which sounds great in theory. The problem with VirusTotal is when an antivirus itself is terrible and just flags everything that even slightly touches the Windows directory or slightly touches a driver or slightly does anything that's suspicious, it immediately picks it up for no reason. Another problem is that VirusTotal seemingly does not update the definitions. Now, if you do not understand what that means, essentially when you download an antivirus or an anti-malware, it doesn't just detect something malicious. In most cases what an antivirus will do is it will check from a list of known malware and detect that instead. Or if something seems a bit malicious, it might use artificial intelligence to determine that it is malicious, which is where the term false positive comes in. Now I severely doubt that Game Maker Legacy, an engine used by many people, and yet VirusTotal just says, no, yeah. So in theory, using many antiviruses might seem like a great idea, because if one antivirus misses something, it can be picked up by another one. Again, in theory, but in practice, once again, you get this happening. Now, is that the only reason that I hate VirusTotal? No, it fucking isn't. The thing is, when someone downloads one of your own programs, you yourself know it wasn't malicious, it wasn't collecting information, it wasn't doing anything like that, it wasn't fingerprinting your device or anything, it was literally just doing one thing and one thing only. VirusTotal, however, disagrees and says that it's connecting multiple IP addresses and that it is a Trojan. Now the big reason why I hate VirusTotal is because when someone downloads your program, they go to VirusTotal, and if VirusTotal says, oh well, it's got 20 detections, they immediately say to you, oh, maybe you should fix the malware in your code. And I'm like, what fucking malware? I've been in many game pages where the game itself was made in ClickTeam Fusion, and so many people were saying in the comments, or the reviews, or whatever the fuck itch.io has, people saying, oh, the game wouldn't run because it's apparently a Trojan, my antivirus picked it up and deleted it, and everyone's just like, well, I'm fine. Oh, well, for me it's a Trojan, I've detected a Trojan, maybe you should check the code again. And the dev has to keep saying, well, it's actually ClickTeam Fusion because of what they have to do for the engine. Well, my antivirus is not letting it through. I've seen some people where even a single fucking detection gets people suspicious. I just want to take a little bit of a tangent. Whenever you see a Trojan detection or a malware detection and it says generic, there's a high chance that it's actually just complete bullshit and it's a complete false positive because it's just like, well, I think it's malware. I think it's a Trojan. But yeah, I've seen sometimes when a program gets detected and supposedly by Malwarebytes, but as soon as I run the exact same file through my actual installation of Malwarebytes that's actually on my laptop, I get nothing. So once again, I think VirusTotal might be using a really outdated definition of Malwarebytes, and they just do not update any of their antiviruses. So if Malwarebytes detects it on VirusTotal but it doesn't on your main Malwarebytes, people will still say, Malwarebytes detected it. Yeah, but how old is that copy of Malwarebytes that VirusTotal are using? In my opinion, you just can't trust VirusTotal. It makes constant false positive detections with their many trashy included antiviruses or anti-malwares. They sometimes get the absolute worst antiviruses, and yet when they detect something, people start saying, well, VirusTotal detects it. Yeah, but how many detections? Like, does it matter? Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, I don't recommend using VirusTotal. If you suspect a file is malicious, run it through your own antivirus, or run it in a virtual machine, or run it in a sandbox. However, false positives do exist. That is the problem. Antiviruses and anti-malware are not perfect. They can detect a file interacting with a system driver, and they immediately say, well, that seems a bit malicious. Why is it doing that? Of course, there are many legitimate reasons for a file to interact with a system file or a driver. You know, like your graphics driver, your sound card. All of them are little files on your computer called drivers, system files. So of course, they need to interact with them. However, a lot of antiviruses will see that and think,
it's a keylogger, it's a password stealer.
no! So yeah, I'd either say don't use VirusTotal or take every bit of information from VirusTotal with a grain of salt. In fact, no, take with an entire fucking bag of salt. So anyway, I've been your host Pikakid98 from Pikakid98 Rants, and you've all been fantastic. So until the next video, I say bye bye.